Hey, I don't know where I'm going to post this or when I'm going to post this, but yesterday I had my ASD and ADHD assessment, and I find like most of the videos I've seen is like post-diagnosis, and so I wanted to kind of share my experience. The assessment that I signed up for or was able to find was with a psychologist that specializes in ASD assessments. I think she mostly works with children, but does adult assessment as well. I was fortunate to get her name. I was put on a wait list in January, and it is now May 21st. So yesterday, May 20th, was my in-person assessment date. On Monday, May 16th, I did an online intake where we just kind of like went over a lot of my history, as far as like educational history and what like childhood was like, and did I reach like developmental milestones, and it was mostly like education and school wise. And then she had asked me if I could find any old report cards, which I have not yet successfully done, but maybe I will in the next week or two. So I brought some documentation I had from early on when there was a custody dispute between my parents, and there was actually like a psychological assessment done of me, so I brought that to her. I also Yosemite Sam on YouTube has this amazing document for filling out like symptoms, and so I filled that out actually like before my assessment was even booked, because I think they booked me in, I think April's when they called me to book. And it was a 2-page document to fill out, like all the reasons why you're seeking assessment, and it really like helps lead you in a way that the more academic things don't. So I provided that along with my PDF of my ASD quiz results and my AQ. I have done some other quizzes, but those were the two big ones. The ASD I only did once because it took me like probably between 45 minutes and an hour to do. And the AQ I have done multiple times, and my score always ranged between 40 and 43 out of 50. Again, it's quizzes and questionnaires. So anyway, I sent those, so the document, and she said it was actually like really helpful because my intake, I didn't fill it a lot. I feel like sometimes, I've got like all this information to flow, and sometimes I'm just like, I'm just going to do the bare minimum right now. Yeah. So fast forward, Wednesday night and Thursday night, I really didn't have great sleeps. I woke up at 3:30 in the morning on Thursday morning. It was wonderful. The assessment itself, she had me booked for 3 hours. She said it'll take somewhere between 2 and 3 hours, and I am being assessed for both ASD and ADHD in this assessment. I was like, since I'm there, like, let's check them both. I also, before this appointment, contacted 2 people that know me well and have spent time with me. One that knew me in childhood, one person that I've lived with, and the doctors, if she needs to, she's going to contact them next week for further information as far as their observations of me. Okay, so let's go to the actual assessment day. So, yeah, we're like in a room, big tables with plexiglass, because we live in a plexiglass world now, right? And it started off with this assessment with numbers. I feel like the first half an hour was the most draining part. It used like a lot of brain power. So the first thing I had to do was, she was like, okay, I'm gonna say a sequence of numbers and you just have to repeat it to me exactly as I said it. And then it was to say them backwards, and then it was to say them chronologically. So it started with like 2 numbers, 3 numbers, and it went up to like, I think we went up to like 6 or 7, and she couldn't repeat or help me, so I heard it once and that was it. And then there was numbers and letters, and then it was the same thing, say it in order, and then it was going chronological. So I had to take like a sequence of like 6 or 7 letters and numbers, and then say them back, all the numbers first and then all the letters. And then any of the ones I couldn't do, I couldn't do, or like, I found I was able to do most of them, but I lost track of a little bit during the longer sequences. And then we had, it was very reminiscent of when I was in like, I don't know, middle school, high school, and you have those like math problems, but it's like a big word problem. I don't know why, I don't know how to explain it, but if there's like a train going this fast, at what point will they meet? One of those kind of things. But I have very quick mental math skills, and she actually like commented on that because I was able to do these like complex problems. I didn't find any of that part challenging at all. There was one number that I like still want to go back and like check in the calculator, because I was like, I think this is what it is, but I just don't want to waste time making sure. And I'm like, I wish I had a piece of paper. So I was doing it all in my mind. After that, I was on a computer screen, and it's this assessment where there's a white screen and there's letters that flash, and you're supposed to hit the space bar after every letter except for the letter X. And sometimes they flash fast, sometimes they flash slow. Now, I don't know whether it was my ability to actually hit the X that was the assessment, or whether it was her observing me on a specific task. Because there was definitely like commentary on my stimming, because I am a like lifelong serious leg shaker, and apparently I touch my neck a lot. Apparently this is something I do, which I didn't realize it, but I like kind of like had my hands around my neck, and I had like my right leg going like nobody's business. What else? Let's keep an eye on the time. Gotta go to work. After that one, we went back to the table. I think she asked me a little bit more history stuff about myself. Yeah, there was definitely like some conversation like that. And then there was a few other activities. She had a picture book. So it looked like a children's storybook called Tuesday. And it was like every couple pages there was like a single sentence. So most of it was just by picture. And she asked me to tell a story through this book by looking at the pictures. And then there was also like it kind of looked like a Where's Waldo scene of a beach that she gave me. And she was like, just, tell me what is going on in this picture. And then there was these like, I don't know if you remember like tangrams, where it was like shapes that you put together to make into a shape, like geometric. So these were all like, they look like little kind of 3-pointed crowns, and they were foam. And then there was on paper an outline, and I had to put all the pieces in, and then say like what I made, which I didn't know I was gonna have to do. I like symmetry, so I made it like symmetrical. And then there was a few more like written quizzes. So like the, never, rarely, sometimes, always, like there was statements, and there was 3 different ones of those. And yeah, I think I like randomly mentioned some symptom stuff here and there. But that was kind of like the main part of the assessment. I feel like we booked my follow-up for 3 weeks from now, where I will get my results. So I feel like when we go over that, I will find out what the meaning of all those quizzes were, and all the like different tests and everything. Yeah, she commented on my stimming. She commented on my like mental math. And there was something else that was commented on. Yeah, like I didn't really, pry much on what the chances were. I feel pretty sure that I am, which is why I'm investing in this. This is not something that's covered. This is something I am paying out of pocket for. Not everyone needs to be officially assessed. For me, for some reason, I just need that, I need that finality. I need that surety, that answer. That's just how I am. Yeah. While I'm talking here, things that I'm struggling with right now, I am on the dating apps right now. I'm on one. I'm on Hinge. And at what point when I connect with someone do I share this? If this is actually the thing. And I have such a fear of people acting weird, or just getting weird about it. Because I'm still me, but I do have this major fear of being rejected because of a diagnosed disability. And ADHD is one thing. For some reason, the title ADHD, not a big deal. But when people hear the word autism, it's something different. And I think that's why I feel the need to record this process. And I really want to change, or help change the idea of what an autistic person is. Just a depressed person or an anxious person or a male or a female. It's not just one thing. And I also really want people, when I have shared this with some people, I had one specific person that was oh, everyone's on the spectrum, and it was very dismissive. And then other people have given me a weird look, and I can't imagine if someone hadn't already done a lot of work on themselves and then was going through this, it might dissuade someone from even going through this process, if people start treating them like that. This is this is a serious thing. For me, this is finding a reason why I have felt the way and acted the way and been the way that I have through my entire life. This is finding some serious clarity. And yeah, like I want this process to be easier for more people. So hopefully, me sharing this in some way, helps somebody else that's going through this. When I first made this realization, I like literally felt like my head exploded. And it was never like a path that I would have went down. And it really, I think for a lot of people, it's a very random synchronistic chain of events that brings them to this. Anyway, I hope that's helpful for somebody. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be following up soon with my results. Okay, bye.